Welcome to Adventure, Part 7. We're going to now make possibly one of our two final trips into the cave to get the last of the treasures. So, from the building, we say plug. And it says foof, it is pitch dark. If you proceed, you'll likely fall into a pit. Our whole voice says plug, so we'll light the lamp. Your lamp is now on. You're in a large room with a passage to the south, a passage to the west, and a wall of broken rock to the east. There's a large white tool on a rock in the room's centre, so we'll go south to the low north-south passage, and south to the Hall of the Mounted King, and then we go southwest. You've crawled around some little holes and mounted the main passage. We'll try southwest again. We've crawled around the little holes again, so we'll try southwest again. And we've crawled around the holes, we'll try southwest again. We've crawled around the holes, try southwest again, and gone through the holes again. Southwest, and again, southwest. Finally, you're in a secret east-west canyon above tight canyon, so we'll go down here. You're in a wide place in a north-south canyon, so we'll go north. You're in a tall east-west canyon, we'll go north. You're in a Swiss cheese room, there's a jewel-encrusted trident here. Okay. So from here we go northwest, which takes us to the Oriental room. And from here we go north. It says you're following a wide path around the outer edge of a large cavern. Far below, through a heavy white mist, strange splashing noises can be heard. The mist rises up through a fissure in the ceiling. The path exits to the south and the west. So we go to the west. And it says you're in an alcove. A small northwest passage seems to widen after a short distance. An extremely tight crawl leads east. It looks like a very tight squeeze, nearly like I've seen at the other end. Now this is where I go for the emerald, like I told you in the very first part. So we've got to drop everything. So we drop the axe, and we drop the lamp. I usually switch the lamp off, but I think it's a bit of a risk. I'm switching the lamp off just in case. So we'll go east. It says you're in a plover room. There's an emerald here the size of a plover's egg, so we'll take the emerald. And we go west. It says you're in the alcove. There's a lamp shining here, there's a little axe nearby, so we'll take the lamp. And we'll take the axe. And then we'll go northwest. You're in the Misty Cavern, so go south in the Oriental room, and we go southeast. You're in the Swiss cheese room, there's a jewel encrusted trident here, so we'll take the trident. And then we go northeast, which takes us to the bird quilt room. Okay, then we're going to need the rod. So we'll take the rod, and we go east, which takes us to a complex junction. At a complex junction, a low hands and knees passage from north joins a higher crawl from east to make a walking passage going west. There's a large room above. The air here is quite damp. So from the complex junction, we go west. You're back at Bird Quilt. That's not right. Okay, so we go east, and then we go back to the complex junction. We go north. You're in a large room carved out of sedimentary rock. The floor and walls are littered with bits of shells embedded in the stone. A shallow passage proceeds downwards, and a somewhat steeper one leads up. A low hands and knees crawl enters from the south. Then there's an enormous clam here with its shell tightly closed, so we'll drop the trident. We'll be using that later, but we don't need it just yet. Okay, and we go north. We go up. You're in an arched hall. The corridor passage continues up and east. The air smells of salt water. So we go east. And it says you're at an arched coral passage which enters from the west, splits and continues to the east over a damp, smooth lacking patch of sand. The fork in the passage once led north, but is now completely blocked by debris. Now that smooth patch of sand is quicksand, and you'll drown in it unless you can find a way of making a bridge over it. Now that's what the rod does, isn't it? So to get across the sand, we wave the rod. Nothing obvious happens. Well, it usually says nothing happens if it doesn't work, so it means something possibly has happened. So we continue east, and it says here, the bend in arch, coal passage. The passage enters from the north and west over a patch of damp sand, turns and continues north. So we go north, and it says here, the fork in a high arch coal passage. The main portion of the passage enters from the south. Two smaller passages lead in the east and north. The smell of small water is very strong here, so we go east. And it says, your lamp has run out of power. It's pitch dark. If you proceed, you'll likely fall into a pit, so we drop the lamp. Now, do you remember No Side Samot? That is Thomas Edison backwards, so if we say No Side Samot, it will recharge the lamp. Now, you have to be careful. Never say this when the lamp's on, otherwise it will shatter the lamp, and never ever say it when you're holding the lamp, whether it's on or off, because a spark light will hit the lamp and the electricity will earth through you and burn you into crisp. So the lamp is now off. I've dropped the lamp. I say No Side Samot. It says the air fills with tension and a subdued crackling sound. A blue aura forms about your lantern, and a small spark jumps from the lantern to the ground. The aura fades away. After several seconds, your lamp is once again shining brightly. So I'll take the lamp and we'll have a look. Let's see where we are. You are standing in the entrance of the donor room, a cavernous hall with high ribbed walls. The hall extends far to the south. A coral passage leads west, so we'll go to the south. It says you're at the south end of the donor room. Ahead you, the way is barred by a large set of immense stalactites and stalagmites which intermesh like clenched teeth. Nothing except blackness is visible between the stone formations. There's a small spyglass here, covered out of whale balloon, sitting here, so we'll take the spyglass. And we'll go north. So the entrance to the donor room, we'll go west. It says here the fork in the arch coral passageway. So go north. You're in the foyer passage, a long and highly convoluted passage composed of coral which twists and turns like the path of the earthworm tripping on LSD. The passage here enters from the northwest, convolutes and exits the southwest, from which direction can be felt a small and salt-smelling breeze. So we'll go southwest. It says you're standing on a large shelf of sedimentary rock overlooking a lava beach. The shelf is an extension of an incredible cliff which extends north, south and upwards as far as the eyes can see. Crudely cast steps lead down from the shelf to a beach, and a twisting coral passage exits to the west. So we'll go down the steps. It says, you're standing on a short barren beach composed of hardened lava. Rugged and unclimbable volcanic hills block all view to the north and south, and a seeming infinite clay cliff fills the entire western hemisphere. To the east, a narrow inlet of ocean water laps gently upon the beach. The scene is illuminated by the light of 3 small moons shining through a shimmering glow of an aura that fills the entire sky with golden splendour. Steps lead up a cliff to the shelf of rock. Lying upon the beach are the shattered remains of what must have been a dinghy. The remains consist of little more than a few broken. There's a bag obviously filled with pieces of eight in the dinghy, so we'll take the bag. And then we'll go west, which takes us to the shelf of rock above the beach. West, which takes us to the foyer passage. Northwest, which takes us to the fork. And south, which takes us to the bend. Now we need to wave the rod to get back across the quicksand because it only works one way each time. So nothing obvious happens. West, we're in the coral passage again. So from the arch coral passage we go west, which takes us to the arch hall, and down, which takes us to the shell room with the trident and the clam. Now what we do here is we drop the rod, because we have no further need of it, and we take the trident, and we use the trident to open the clam. And it says, a glistening pearl falls out of the clam and rolls away. Goodness me, it must have been an oyster. I was never very good at identifying bivalves. Whatever it is now snaps shut again, so we need to go after the pearl. So we go down in a long sloping corridor with sharp ragged walls. We go down again. It says you're in a cul-de-sac about 8 feet across. Off to one side lies a glistening pearl. So we take the pearl, and we go up to the long sloping corridor with ragged walls, and we go up to the shell room. There's a rod here, and there's an oyster with its shell tightly closed. So, to get out of here, we go south, which takes us to the complex junction, and we go up, which takes us to the dusty room. So we go east, which takes us to the dirty passage, and up, which takes us to the north-south passage. So we say Y2 for the very last time. Your Y2, Hollow Voices plug. For the last time, we'll switch off the lamp and say, it's pitch dark if you see your light fall to the pit. So we say plug, and it takes us back to the building. So we drop the pearl, we drop the trident, we drop the bag, we drop the spyglass, and we drop the emerald. Let's just check what we're carrying. Just the lamp and the axe. Okay, so let me see if I can, let's have a look and see what we have in the building. Oh, I can't scroll up. Let me just see if so. Okay, well I can't describe the building to you. But anyway, all the treasures are here, and we have just one last job to do. So we will say plug. In pitch dark, if you see, you light your fall into a pit. A hollow voice says plug. So we'll light the lamp. Well, your lamp is now on in a large room with a passage to the south, a passage to the west, and a wall of broken rock to the east. There's a large Y2 on the rock in the room centre. So go south to the north-south passage, south to the Hall of the Mountain King, southwest to the secret west canyon. We go down to the wide place in the tight north-south canyon. We go north to the tall east-west canyon. We go north to the Swiss cheese room. We go northeast to the Baird quilt room. We go east to the complex junction, and we go east again. You're at an anteroom leading to a large passage to the east. Small passages go west and up. The remnants of recent digging are evident here. A sign in mid-air says cave under construction beyond this point. Proceed only risk. Witt Construction Company. There are a few recent issues of Spelunker Today magazine here, and that's another sort of caving term. Cavers used to be referred to as spelunkers. It's not used anymore. So we'll take the magazine and we'll go east. You're at Witt's End. Passages lead off in all directions. We drop the magazine. This will give us, at the end of the game, the last lousy point. Now, all we have to do is wait for the cave to close, and we can also try and get out of Witt's End, and we'll do that in the next part. So, thank you for watching part 7, and I'll see you in part 8 to hopefully finish the game.